Step 4. Exploring data. We've already read in the dataset into R, we have cleaned the dataset, and we have investigated the univariate distributions of each of our variables. The next step we want to do is we want to pre-process the dataset. So we'll pre-process the different variables in a way such that we can then reuse them for the further analysis we want to do, for example, for the segmentation analysis. The pre-processing differs on what kind of data we have. So for categorical variables, for example, if we look at the variable income and what does the frequency distribution of the different categories in that variable income look like. So we sort it in increasing order of frequencies. We see that the first 5 levels here, they contain only very few observations, and these are all the levels which are the high income categories. So these are the categories where people earn more than 120,000 Australian dollars. And having so many categories where some of these categories contain only very few observations and have this imbalance of frequencies normally is not good for future analysis. And that's why in that data pre-processing step what we'll do is we will merge some of the categories in the income variable to get a more balanced categories, in the sense there'll be more observations in each of the categories. And this has already been done, and this is contained in the variable income 2. If we look at the table of variable income 2, we see that it contains 150 observations with less than 30k, 265 between 30 and 60k, 233 between 60 and 90, 146 between 90 and 120, and 140 with more than 120k, which is the combination of these 5 categories. For binary variables, which in that data set are also coded as categorical variables, where we have our vacation motifs in columns 13 until 32, what we can do is we can recode them to numeric variables which contain zeros and ones. We can do this by looking which values are equal to yes. This gives us a logical matrix, and then we add 0 to coerce it to a numeric matrix. So if we execute this, the VAC-mod now is the matrix containing the vacation motifs. So that's a matrix with 1,000 rows and 20 columns, and it's a numeric matrix which only contains zeros and ones. And now this is like metric variables, numeric variables, and what the pre-processing we could do with numeric variables is to standardize them. Standardization is particularly important if we have collected the numeric variables on different scales. If the scales, which are the natural ones for those, already differ, for example, if we have age and expenditures and income, they'll be on different scales which are comparable to each other, and sort of a statistical method to put them on a comparable scale is to use standardization. Standardization can be done in R using the function scale and putting the data matrix in, and this will return the scaled data matrix. So vacmod.scale will now be again a matrix of 100 observations and 20 columns, but for each of the columns it would be that the column mean is 0 and the standard deviation for each of the columns is 1. And in that sense the variables are comparable.